30. Melanie, you want to do roll call?
Commissioner Hankins,
Present in person, thank you very much.
Commissioner Mason, don't see him here. Commissioner Aaron's,
Here.
Commissioner Levanway.
Here on Zoom. Okay, we're gonna move on to review and approval of the Personnel and Finance meeting minutes from November 7th, 2023. And I'm going to make a motion to approve of those. Because it was just Henry and me. So we need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next is the December bills and employee expense approval. Does anybody have any questions on these? I had very little.
I don't have any.
Page. Is changing.
You have anything on page 1? I didn't.
Well, I got it. There you go. Starts there. Actually,
Okay, but this is all under the same motion then?
we had a little bit of a mix up, so we only need to sign it approved today. We did.
Oh,
November.
gotcha.
The full board has not seen both, but the finance committee has seen.
So we're only making the motion on the December bills?
Correct.
Okay. No, I have no questions.
Okay, page 2. I have Lamar Companies as billboards. How many billboards was that for? I'm sure that was probably a program.
It's 2 billboards in Antrim County for the breast health, and part of the billboards are paid with money that Antrim County IT sends us.
Okay.
So there's one on 131 somewhere near Mansalona, and then there's one on, I believe, 31. And it's, I want to say it's 6 months for billboards, but like I said, Antrim County IT gives us like half of it to pay for the billboards.
That's good that they give that money for that.
Yeah,
Another one was National Association of Local Boards of Health. Is that a membership for us, the board?
Yes,
Oh,
so
so,
not for you, it's for our agency, like for Dan to be members of it. We get a lot of information from that association. And it's just a good networking tool for to keep up to date on what's going on in local public health.
so do we get anything as a board, like a newsletter or anything? No, it's just, you know.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just the local public health departments.
Okay. And the other one was the Little Eagles Nest Library.
that was, comes out of the employee, fund for, a memorial donation, and one of the employees had a death in the family, so that was a memorial. And that's paid for by the employees.
But what is that? I've never heard of that.
It's some library down, I'm not sure.
Downstate somewhere.
It's somewhere downstate, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where the employee's family was from, and that's where they asked for memorial donations to go to.
Or maybe that's a Native American library.
Yeah, I did not know.
I don't know. I've never heard of it. Okay. That's all I had on that page. Anybody else have anything? Okay, let's move on to page 3. Anything on page 3? What's the last thing about Plus Travelers Insurance? Is that just a late payment where you added it after?
So that's our liability insurance. They sent us the bill after we had, printed our checks for December, and
Yeah.
it had to be paid by January 1st, so they were canceling our policy, so we had to pay it online to prevent the cancellation of the policy.
Okay. Do you have anything else, Scott, Neil?
No, but, okay, so the motions that are worded here, we actually need the second motion. It looks like, because the 656,998 is in the bottom motion, not,
Right, but it should say, December 2023.
well, that's what I'm saying. December up here shows 769,
Yeah. I
and
think-
this one shows.
Melanie has it.
Did the numbers get inverted there or in the two motions?
No, so what happens is we tend to call this meeting the
Mhm.
January bill pay meeting, but it's actually paying the December bills. So I think, put this together, she wrote January.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
should be.
December
it should be
2023.
November.
So I'm not sure I understand. So the numbers that are in the motion are different than what the employee expenses and the bills are. So are those the right numbers in the motion?
Hold on, wait a second, now you have to mark.
So the December.
Seven
69,547 is for the December expenses. The employee expenses are also correct.
No, no,
No.
so the first motion should actually be for the November bills, which we already did.
Right,
And then the second motion, where it says January 2024 bills, it should actually say December 2023 bills.
Oh.
We call this the January bill pay meeting, but it's actually paying December bills.
right, but it's like Scott said, the grand total is 656, and that shows 769.
Okay, so it's in the second motion down. That's what she's saying, where it reads, it's the January 2024 bills. That should be December 2023 bills.
And it's 656.
That,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
the employee expenses.
It's not
are-
physically the December one, it's the November bills, December
Sure.
meeting.
50182.
They're the
Yeah.
November bills,
Where is that reflected?
So we have to add,
November bill pay.
Oh, so we're adding the 120 there. Got it, okay.
so the numbers are correct, just the dates are wrong.
Right. Okay. So do we need to make a motion or just approval, just to say, pass them on to the board?
Need a motion to pass them on to the board.
You need both motions then, or just
Just one,
the lower
just
one?
the second.
The second.
I apologize.
So I'm gonna make the motion that the finance committee has met to review the bills and employee expenses and would like to make a motion to move to the full board to approve the December 2023 bills in the amount of $656,998 and the December 2023 employee expenses of $21,501.82.
We need a second.
Second,
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No, motion carries. Okay, the next thing is administrative supervisor salary reclassification. Shannon, do you want to say something about that?
Sure, so we have a position that has been vacant since November. This is the administrative supervisor. It oversees most of our front desk staff, a few others like our facilities. This position, now that it's vacant, we figured this is the time to take a look at it, look at what the current job duties are versus what was written in the description. I want to say it was like 15 years ago. So we took a moment to relook at that. We looked through everything, reclassified it. I sat down with our HR director, Dan, myself, and took a second look, and we've decided that we really need to lower the salary for this position. It was set a little high, to be quite honest. So that's where we're at. You said it, if you had a question.
Well, I do. No, go ahead. My question is, if it's been vacant for some time, why are we not advertising it or?
It took us a little bit of time to go through this process. I'll be honest, we have to look at the job description, go through all the details, rewrite it. Then I had to take it to Laura and Dan and try and get all of our schedules together so we could rescore this. We actually score all of our positions. It's about 12 different items. So we sat down, rescored it. To be honest, it's been vacant and it's put a lot of extra work onto me because this position reports directly to me. I've got my staff that I oversee, which is about 6 people, and then I added about 10 people when this vacancy became. And so I'm working, like having to answer their questions, working through that, getting ready for the audit that starts today. So to be honest, it's just taking me a little bit of time, and the holidays too, so. We
Okay,
had this done, but I needed to bring it to the board before we can move on this too, and we didn't make the December meeting, so.
okay. So my question then is going to be, are we posting it internally or are we going externally for applicants? And if we do go externally, are we gonna have to come back and raise this if we're not
No.
generating? Okay,
So to be honest with you, we made a decision and said, I'm pretty sure the board will support us in this. So we've gone ahead and opened the position in hopes of not slowing this down any further and getting this position filled. We opened it both internally and externally. The reason was I wanted to open it internally. Internal would be our preference, right? We want to promote from within. Those are our staff. We want to support them.
mhm,
If we didn't get a great candidate, then we'd have to turn around and post it externally. And I didn't want to send a message to our internal candidates. Well, we didn't get what we wanted, so now we're gonna go external. So I said, let's just post it all at once. We'll look at all the candidates on an equal level playing field and go from there. So we have posted it. It closed Friday. How many do we have? There's like 15 or 20 people that have applied for this position. I've got probably 6 or 7 internal candidates, and I think we're gonna fill this internally, to be honest. And then we have external candidates as well, and probably 1. So,
good.
So how long has it been vacant?
since about the first part of November.
Oh, so who was the no, you can't tell me. Is it union?
No, we do not have any union with the health department.
Okay.
We're all-
So explain to me what are they underneath you? Like
They are,
directly underneath you, or are they down lower?
they're directly underneath me, so.
It's like a deputy.
Not quite, like I have, like Amy's one of my accounting supervisors, Andrea's one of my accounting supervisors, but then that's the CF part of my title, the AO part of my title, the administrative officer is overseeing all of our administrative staff. So this person reports directly to me and oversees all of our front desk staff. Actually, it would oversee Melanie. It will oversee our facilities staff. It oversaw our purchasing person, but I think we're going to move that to accounts payable because it didn't make sense to have it in administrative.
So about how
So-
many people do you think they'd have to oversee?
It's about 10.
Okay.
And I can't continue having 16 people under me in this size of an organization. It just doesn't make sense. It's too many, so. I've been fielding a lot of their phone calls. They handle all of our front desks, and I'll be honest with you, we have a maternity leave right now in Emmett County. And it's creating a bit of a strain because we're having to have other people go up and cover and help fill. And we're already pretty slim, like we just don't have a ton of extra people around to help with this. So it's creating a lot of extra work, people calling saying, what do we do about this? What do we do about that? The person on maternity leave handled it. Who's gonna handle it now? So I can do this for a short time, but I cannot do this long term.
Yeah. So Shannon, the 84,000, is that what the person was making when they quit?
Correct.
Yeah, so that's why you looked at it.
Yeah, and they were here for, I think, quite a while, so that wasn't like a starting salary of 84,000. That was somebody that had been here for at least 15 years, so. But we're gonna open it up at 73,000.
Okay.
So
Does
that's what we're,
anybody? Excuse me, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I just said that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, does anybody have any other questions for their? No. Neil? No, okay, so we need to make a motion on this?
I do need a motion to move this forward to the Board of Health for their full approval as well.
So I'll
I'll
make the motion that the Personnel and Finance Committee recommend to the full Board of Health their approval for the reclassification of the administrative supervisor position to a salary grade 11.
Second,
You in a second, Neil?
Yep, I'm the second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed, say no. Motion carries. Okay, next is public comment. Do we have anybody on public comment? No, I don't see anybody else. Okay, the other thing that we need to do is, do we need to have a next meeting for the bill pay?
Yes, and I have all the dates. Chris, if you can hear me, I emailed this to you before this meeting and I stopped by, but your door was closed, so I didn't want to interrupt. So there should be, since you're here, you can have a hard copy of it. But I printed off all the dates. If you need copies. It's usually the 15th of the month. I will say in June, the 15th lands on a Saturday, so we went to Friday, June 14th. In September, it lands on a Sunday, so we went to Monday, September 16th, and then December, again, it's a Sunday, and we went to Monday, December 16th. So,
That'll be in the board packet, won't it, at the February meeting?
do you want it in the full board packet, all of our committee dates? Or do you?
Probably, because we don't know if the finance people will stay the same or not.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, we have organizational meeting.
that's
in
right.
February.
So they'll be able to see it in advance if they can make those meetings or not.
There you go. All right.
Not a bad idea. That's good.
Yeah, it's better to have them on the
That's
front then. So, okay, we can put them in the full board packet.
So should we set a temporary date for bill pay for February? A time?
Sure, it's Thursday, February 15th is what I have on the sheet. And we just have, you guys have to figure out time.
Should we
I'll be
just-
honest, I will not be here that week, but Amy and Karen are more than capable without me, so.
Should we keep it at 10:30?
I think so. I don't
Okay.
think we need to make any changes.
Okay, let's keep it at 10:30. I do have a question to ask you, Scott. Somebody told me that the county commissioners in Charlevoix didn't want us in that building for the health department in the morning. Is that true? Like for our future?
No,
No, okay.
if we have what we perceive to be a lengthy meeting, it can create some difficulties for afternoon meetings. Or it has in the past, some schedules, not working well, but overall, I don't see a problem with, going forward with continuing to meet at the roll-off center.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that because I didn't think so, but I wanted to make sure before we hit a meeting. Okay, does anybody else have any comments before we adjourn the meeting?
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Oh, I'll second. 10:46. Meeting adjourned.
Thanks. Have a good day, guys.
Yep, you too.
Stay
Stay
safe and
safe.